welcome back. I'm Nix, and I'm going to be rambling on about the recent EU investment. So I'm going to try and keep my video shorter. I know an hour of numbers can be a bit overwhelming. And just so you know, those are the top high-level points. I'm leaving out so much information. Shout out to all the comments, likes and subscribes. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. And let us quickly get into this story. So this is an opinion piece more than anything. I know that the EU is struggling with Trump's stance on Russia-Ukraine. And in some way, I do wonder if this is a bit of a, to Trump, because they also supported, I just forgot his name. They also supported the ongoing fight supporting Ukraine. So when I saw this, I was just a little bit worried in terms of their intentions. So it's 93.5 billion invested, and it's not a package, it's not an investment, it's a loan. So as far as I understand, it's broken up into two parts. A small portion is a grant and the larger portion is a loan. So is this after the World Bank declined Ramaphosa's request for money? So you're still loaning money and you're still going to be paying a hefty amount of interest, and in any other way you're going to be paying for this. So I just want to talk a bit about what was published, for instance, in the Mail and Guardian. Ursula said, we call it scaling up renewables in Africa, and together we want to deliver cleaner, more sustainable power to millions of people. So firstly, could you please leave us alone so that we can deal with our own power issues instead of distracting us on this cleaner, greener narrative you spew while you're the one who's taking flights from country to country in your private jet? Let's talk about that before you want us to deliver on greener energy. It is very important to me to strengthen the ties of friendship with like-minded countries and partners like South Africa. Cool. So you are wanting friendship with a country that is fueled by corruption, where all of our state-owned enterprises have a cost to employee ratio of up to 60%. Industry standard, I think, is 13 to 20%. And you want to be partners and friends with a highly racist government. You're fueling corruption. You're throwing your money into a black hole. Essentially, you are saying what's happening in South Africa is okay. We support the recent events in South Africa. So like you support Ukraine's people continuing in this war. Millions and millions of people have died because two men can't put their egos aside. So please don't come here and tell me about partnering with like-minded countries if you're supporting the stuff happening in Ukraine. Hashtag just my opinion, but nice to see it in writing. On both sides, there is a high respect for stability, predictability, and reliability. You're joking. I'm like, I feel like this is a psyop, guys. This is exactly what a psyop is. Because we believe that the European Union is this wonderful organization. So what they tell us must be true. If they're saying it, then it must be true. Sure. No. Because there is no high respect for stability. You're fueling Ukraine's war. Predictability and reliability have you seen, the only thing my government is reliable with is the absolute destruction of South Africa. They're very reliable on that count. They're also very predictable and reliable in terms of eating all of our money and putting it in their belly and drinking it, like, what was it, our vice president? There's a video circulating on X. So you're okay with predictability and reliability related to corruption, racism, economic downfall, one of the largest presidential cabinets in the world, yet our GDP sits at 0.6%. By the way, yours is 0.8. So don't be too proud of yourself, hey? Okay. Council President Antonio reiterated the bloc's support and said it saw South Africa as a partner in creating fairer, more equal and stable world. I'm sorry, this is laughable. This is laughable. America's currently putting a refugee plan in place where so many white South Africans are going to leave South Africa that the country might fall apart, and you want to reiterate your support for a fairer, more equal and stable world. Huh? I mean, we're paying you $250 million a year. We're paying you, Ursula, Antonio, we're paying you $250 million a year. So essentially, you're just giving some of our money back. But don't talk to me about equal and stable. You're fueling a war with your money, which creates inequality and instability. Have you seen Ukraine's GDP? Actually, I think it's on par with ours. In fact, maybe it's been doing better. I have the graph. Never mind. So, yeah, thanks for the psyop. Appreciate it. But as an educated person, and truly not ordinary, as an exceptionally educated person, I say you, EU, Ursula, Antonio, Thuli, Cyril, all of yous are playing a psyop. And half of yous is the South African media, to which, as somebody who studied media studies, I am ashamed of all of you. So I just want to tell you how successful green energy is, and this is one story of many. A hurricane went through an ocean a while ago and took out all of the wind farms. There are whales found at the bottom of wind farms all the time. Wind farms built on land kill birds in the thousands. So please stop talking to me about green energy. How about you look into the corporate world and their production of plastic? How about you hold the corporate world accountable for how much plastic they generate and the fact that they're not responsible for getting rid of it? I mean, I'm getting so upset. The contradictory statements that come out of your mouths and the fact that you're the ones flying your little private jets all over the world. Now take it and stuff it, yo. Anyway, tornado-like wind speeds took out parts of big South African solar plant. Progress, guys. Anyway, long story, I'll leave it in the description. The point is, we have this really amazing solar farm, okay? And then that happened. So, yeah, it all kind of blew up. Not all of it, but this solar farm is an 11 billion rand investment, and maybe a quarter of it got taken out by some winds. So I just want to go back to the climate crisis, considering that we will have a lot more extreme weather thanks to the current corporate world's plastic production and the rich taking random flights all over the world alone in your private jet. Yeah, how's this green working out for you? I just quickly want to share the PDF and show you. So this is DERCO, Department of international relations and cooperative, I don't actually know. Anyway, the International Relations Department. Every year we pay United Nations Development Program 16 million rand, and then we pay the United Nations directly 199 million rand, which totals 216 million rand. So I guess Commonwealth of Nation, 7 million. I'm looking into all of these fascinating businesses. So thanks EU, but those big United Nations organizations that sit in your country, we're giving you a lot of money. Please leave us alone. These are the problems you have in your country, EU. And it's going to get worse now that America's turned all these migrants away. Because you're the next best bet, aren't you? Which is maybe why you're so upset about Trump and why you're trying to get onto him, nibble at his ear. This is the crisis you have. Dying in boats. That's the crisis you have, Ursula. So maybe you want to deal with that. Hashtag, just saying. So although they dropped sharply in 2024, I mean, this year is the year that Trump came into presidency, so we'll see how this changes. You still had 17,000, 69,000, 21,000, 67,000, 66,000, 17,000, and 46,000 people trying to come into your country. We also have our own immigration problem. Your GDP or your debt isn't looking so great either. And that's just the second quarter of 2024. I can't imagine it's much better considering Ukraine's still at war, Trump's pulled out of a lot of treaties and policies, etc. And you've just handed two highly corrupt countries a whole bunch of money. So, I don't know, it seems like you have more than enough of your own problems. France, 3.2 billion euros. Germany, 2.6. Italy, 2.9. Spain, 1.6. I don't know, guys. Your GDP growth. Malta, of all places, 4.2. Poland, the only EU country that has closed its borders to illegal migrants. And then it just gets worse. The EU sits at 0.8%. Maybe that's why you like South Africa, because we're sitting at about the same. I mean, Ursula, sorry, which country are you from? Austria, 0.6. Sweden, 0.5. France, 1. Portugal, 1.5. Greece and Denmark doing, well, Denmark is not a surprise. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like with all of this, you're still meddling in other people's business, saying things like, just want to get back to that article. High respect for stability, predictability, and reliability. That, in a country that can't even supply its people power on a regular basis, consistently, going into stage 4 at a moment's notice, showing that they cannot foresee a drop in production far enough, then they can see the tip of their nose. And you want us to now build solar. My sweetie, if my maths is correct, 94 billion can do 3 major Eskom infrastructure upgrades. And please, go deal with your own issues before you come here into my country, where my president is stripping us bare with absolutely no conversation about the bloated cabinet. Please don't come into my country and dictate what we do with your money. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Talk about a psyop. Monet? Friendship with like-minded countries and partners like South Africa. High respect for stability. Reiterated the bloc's support and said it saw South Africa as a partner in creating fairer, more equal and a stable world. For you maybe, but not for the people in the world, for your world, not my world, not the rest of South Africans' world, not the rest of the Ukrainian people's world. And the fact is, Russia has an endless supply of people and money and resources to finish this war properly. Ukraine does not. And according to your debt and GDP, you don't either. So step away, go back to your country, take your money, and leave us alone, because we have more than enough issues to deal with. Okay. Anyway, that's me. Next. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Thank you for all the support. And yeah, good luck for the week, guys. Now that Mr. What's-it's been kicked out of the America, looks like we'll have an interesting week ahead. And of course the fact that the budget got tabled and now we're arguing about it again, because Enoch did nothing. He's still ripping us off. So a whole nother rant. Listen, have a great day. Thank you for the support. I'll see you soon. Over and out.